Hey lovelies, welcome to this week's video. Thank you for joining me. We're going to carry on our little theme throughout this month about self-love and self-care and how important it is and why we should do it and why everyone needs to do it um, for their own well-being. So today's video is all about where to begin with self-love and self-healing and how to really get to grips with how you feel about yourself, how you feel about things that have happened to you in the past, and where you want to go in the future and how you're going to get there. And there may be some things or some situations or some limiting beliefs that you've picked up from somewhere that are holding you back. So basically, where to begin is that any healing journey or kind of self-healing or self-love journey is going to have to start with you. And what I mean by that is that you can try all of the methods that you read about. You can watch lots of videos like this, listen to podcasts, read books. You can do all of those kind of things about the healing process and how to get better and how to deal with things, but unless you really want to do it, take action and begin on that path and start feeling those things, then you'll never be able to move forward. So it has to start with you. As with pretty much anything, if you want to do if something has to be done, you have to want to do it. You have to have the drive to do it, and you have to be willing to do it. So in that sense, this kind of whole self-healing process and self-love process begins with you. It's something that you have to want to do. You have to want to invest the time in and put the effort in to get the benefits that that you get from it. So when I talk about self-healing, I mean this could be something from childhood. This could be something that's happening right now in your life and you just want to be able to rise above it and move forward, or it could just be things that you've latched onto and you've carried through for years. Your perceptions of things, perceptions of yourself that have been shaped, unfortunately, by exterior factors, by other people that it shapes how we feel about ourselves and how we think about ourselves, and it's really hard to shake that off and really hard to change your mindset into something else. So because of that, because it's so subjective and it is such a personal, um, there's so many different reasons and it's such a personal experience, then you can't, there's no textbook way, there's no way of saying, if you do this for this amount of time, this will work. If you're reading anything like that, or you're hearing people say, look, if you do this for this many weeks, like magic, you're going to feel better. It doesn't work like that. Everybody is different. Everyone is going to heal at their own pace. They're going to deal with things at their own pace. It might take you long. It might take you longer to deal with things than somebody else. That's fine. It's a personal thing, and it's accepting that and not trying not to compare yourself to others, because we're all different. And if you try to rush it, you're not going to be processing things properly. Things will start to get pushed down again and things will get skipped. And inevitably, at some point in the future, they will come up again because they weren't dealt with properly at the time. So it's important not to rush it, and it's important to accept that this is going to take you as long as it takes. Everyone is different. No one can feel what you feel. If you have people that are saying things to you like, such and I thought you might be over it by now, or oh, such and such did this and they were, and and they're fine now. It's like, well, that's great. Just say that's great. I'm happy for them, but for me, I'm not there yet, and it's going to take me time. You have to own that, accept that, and it will make your process smoother for you, because you won't feel like you're constantly fighting against these other barriers or these other obstacles that people are putting up or trying to rush you before you're ready. So the first step is to accept that this is something that you want to do, you want to feel better and you want to move on, and also appreciating and accepting that it's going to take you as long as it takes. There's no quick fix, there's no set amount of time just because somebody else has done this or whatever. It's you feel how you feel, and only you know how long it's going to take you. And it takes as long as it takes. So that's really important to remember. Once you've got that in your head and you're okay with that and you're comfortable with that, other things will come easily. So, and healing can be messy. It because in order to heal, you need to bring up things that maybe you've been trying to push aside, or things that you haven't been willing to accept before, because it was easier not to. It was easier to ignore them and move on. We all do that. But sometimes if it's something that's lingering and something that needs to be dealt with, you need to, there's a saying about if you're willing to feel it, then you can be ready to heal it. So you need to feel those feelings, bring them up, let them out. Even if it just comes out in just lots and lots of emotion, that's purging. That's bringing all of that energy out of your body. All that negative energy is purging out, and it's going to bring it all up with it, and it will help to clear it. And it can be scary. So I wouldn't recommend doing it by yourself, because again, you may need at some point you're going to feel like you need some support. You're going to feel like you need somebody to talk to, or just to sound off to, just somebody to just listen. Or you may want to spill it all out into a journal, but you need to have some sort of support. So try and confide in somebody close to you, or a family member or a friend. Or if it's easier to confide in almost like a stranger, then there are lots of energy therapies and energy therapists out there that can help with this. So if you're looking to have crystal healing or Reiki healing or kinesiology or reflexology, these are all energy-based therapies that help shift and move up what you've been holding inside and bring it to the surface for you to then be able to consciously deal with it and move on from it. So and in as part of their process, as well, it should be part of their process for a practitioner, is to help you get to that point, but also guide you on how to manage it, guide you on how to deal with things that are coming up, recommending things that you can do for yourself at home, and they are there for you to talk to as well. So, and again, if for looking for a practitioner and when you want to work with somebody on something like this, again, they shouldn't rush you. They shouldn't say you need this specific amount of sessions and everything will be fine. You need someone who's going to help, who's going to work with you at your pace and at your flow, and someone that you feel comfortable with. So there are a lot of therapists out there who offer trial sessions, or what they call like little free consultations and things like that, because if you're going to be dealing with a lot of stuff and you want to talk about personal things, it needs to be somebody that you're comfortable with. So do not feel bad if you have a trial session or a consultation with somebody and you don't click and you think, oh no, I can't do that. It's fine. They won't take it personally. You need to be happy with who you're working with, and any energy therapist worth their salt will appreciate that too. So just to get yourself started, before you don't have to take any massive leaps today. I'm not saying go find a therapist, go and do this, go and do that. What you need to do to get started, again at your own pace, is to accept and feel ready that you want to move on and you want to be able to get past any of this kind of baggage that you're holding with you, or just or like low mood, or just a funk that you've been in and you want to snap out of. It's wanting to and accepting that you're willing to do it and you're willing to put the effort in for that, and also being comfortable with the fact that it's going to take you as long as it takes. It's okay to feel the feelings. They won't be there forever. You can process them and you can move on. So there's lots of things you can do there. You can start by doing some journaling. You can start by doing, there are lots of meditations that you can do to clear your mind, just to get yourself in a kind of a mindset of, yep, I want to do this, kind of get you motivated and like, yep, I want to do that. So think about where you want to be. Think about the place you want to go to, and think of it how it would be if you're already there and you'd already achieved it, and get that positive feeling of like how great that will be when you get to your end goal, and how that will really feel. And that will hopefully give you the drive and the motivation to then think, yep, I need to start my journey. So start off by just exploring things for yourself, figuring out how you feel, and think about where you want to go and where you want to be, and focus on that and how wonderful it would be. And then you need to then kind of backtrack from that, but how you're going to get there. And then you just put in all the steps. It doesn't matter how many steps there are, each step will count, and you'll get there. So ultimately, this whole journey, this whole self-healing process begins with you. And you can do it. We all can. You just need to just believe in yourself, have a great support system around you if you can, find somebody that you feel comfortable with talking about it, and start thinking about your goal and thinking about that end prize, if you like, and how it's going to feel when you get there on days when you're feeling really rubbish and you're feeling really low, and you just think, no, why am I doing this? That's why, because you want to get to where you want to be, and it's going to be worth it. So tune in again next week. My next video is going to be all about how you can implement a self-love routine, so that and it's a way of introducing small things every single day to start to get you feeling good about yourself, giving yourself some time to recharge and to relax, and again keep you on form and keep you where you want to be. So take a look at that next week. That will be coming out next Tuesday, and this whole month is all focused on self-love across all the platforms that I'm on. So take a look at those videos. Take a look at, there's links in the description below for my podcasts all about healing this month. And you can also find me on Facebook and Instagram. The links are in the description below, and see all the other things I've been talking about around self-love and healing this month. And I hope that you found this helpful. I hope that it gives you a little bit of a boost to start thinking about where you want to be and how you're going to get there, and start believing in yourself that you're going to be able to do it. So if you want to check out the rest of the videos that are going to be in this self-love month, then click the icon here to subscribe to the channel, and you will see when the videos come up. And if you want to see any of my some of my past videos about crystals and well-being, then click on the playlist here and you can see what's going on there. And like I say, take a look in the description below for my podcast, and also my online crystal school, the Crystal Academy, where I've got lots of online courses that you can again take at your own pace and do some of your own self-healing with crystals that can help. And these courses take you through lots of different steps and lots of different processes about how you can do that. So take a look at that too, and I will speak to you next week. Take care. Bye.